IPO means initial public offering. This happens when a company decides to make its company public and go to the stock market. The day it starts trading on the stock market is called the IPO date. When a stock starts trading, you have literally no previous chart information to draw levels from. So this means it can go up really quickly because there are no previous resistance zones. The opposite side is true as well. It can dump fast, so IPOs are really risky. But if you know how to trade them, you can make some easy money. Because there are no resistances, all the resistances that are being formed can be very strong. These are the only resistance and support levels it has at the moment. Let's take a look at SWMR and see what this meant for its IPO and how you could have played this one this week. Once SWMR started trading, it just kept going up. You can just buy and pray, but that's gambling, not trading. So we just need to wait for the first resistance and support levels to form. Once it rejects strong for the first time and halts down, we know it's time to start focusing on this one. After its halt down, it went up but down after again. Just like we've spoken about many times, gap plays can be very helpful. Normally, we like to look for gaps on the daily. But because there is no daily chart yet, we use the gaps on the 1-minute chart. There are multiple gaps so far. One here. One here. And even 2 small ones here and here. So which one do we use? Well, we can use the first one. But this one is very low. So we don't know if it will get there before it makes a move up again. The 2 small ones have actually already paid. So we're too late for them now. When you take a look at this gap zone, you can see it used it as support already multiple times. So we know it's a strong support zone to use. We wait for it to come back in the zone. Here, we can take a position, but we like to wait for the gap breakout. Once it breaks the gap, we get in and set our stops underneath the gap. It used the gap for support even multiple more times. Then it started going for more than 70%. Nice, right? Here it rejected the $40 level multiple times. So we knew this was a new strong resistance level. At this moment, we have drawn 3 zones so far, of which 2 are now support and 1 is resistance. Once it came back down, it bounced right above our $29.41 level. This confirmed the support level. Once it halted down at market close, but opened above the level in after hours, we started a position with our stop loss just below this level. It went up to the $40 resistance level and even went above it quickly, a nice 30% plus move. Because it went just a bit above the resistance level but didn't make a whole new move, we changed the resistance level to a resistance zone. After this move, it came back down again to just above our level, so we got in again. It bounced up again to the resistance zone and even broke it this time and went to $50 at pre-market open the next day for another more than 70% play. We marked the new resistance level and waited for a new opportunity. Because the resistance zone from last day has now become support, we wanted to get in at this zone. Because we don't use it as a level but as a zone, we play it just the same as the gap zone. So we waited for it to come back in the zone and then wait for the breakout. Here it happened, but it just went up for 5% before it rejected. So not worth it for us. It came back down and we closed for a 7% loss. Of course, not nice. But compared to the plays we've had so far on this one, not too bad. Now this zone was resistance again. And really obvious, it rejected multiple times. At market open, it broke the zone again, but we didn't get back in because we didn't trust it this time after it shagged us the last time. It rejected again and went back down to the zone. When we look back, we see it rejected at the same level. So we mark this new strong resistance level. Then it rejected this level again, and it even rejected this for a 4th time. This meant this was a really strong resistance level. maybe even the strongest resistance level it has had so far. So we use this level as a breakout level. Once it breaks, we get in. Several rejections later, it finally broke, so we got in. It made a new high, and again made a more than 30% move. It never used the pre-market high as resistance or support again, so we removed that level. After these moves, there was one more interesting setup on this one on the third day. The resistance zone of the second day, which we called the strongest resistance level it has ever had, has now become support. So because it was a really strong resistance, it can now become a really strong support. Pre-market confirmed this theory. After it bounced from this zone, we got in once it came close to it and set our stop loss right below the level. It made a nice 15% move. Then it came back down to the level again, so we got in again with the stop loss at the same place. It made almost the exact same move and rejected at the same level for another 15% move. After market open, it came back to the support level again, but never broke it. So we got in again with the stop loss still right below it. Never set your stop loss. Always do it mentally so they can't get you on the wicks. This time it broke the resistance and went for 30% plus move. 3 days playing the same ticker that has never traded before, but it still gave so many opportunities. Interesting, right? Do you see how an IPO can make you big money? They are risky, but when you draw your lines, they can become one of the easiest stocks to trade. For now, I hope you learned something, and I hope this video helped you further in your trading career. See you hopefully next time. Bye.